I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. Wise words from one Muhammad Ali back in 1964 originally. However, Floyd Mayweather begs to differ. We know he calls himself TBE for the best ever. Well, in an appearance Monday on ESPN Deportes, Floyd was asked to rank his top 5 boxers of all time. Here is his list. Might surprise you a bit. Number 1, Floyd Mayweather. Number 2, Roberto Duran. 3, Pernell Whitaker. 4, Julio Cesar Chavez. Number 5, Muhammad Ali, Skip Bayless. Your reaction, my friend.
Stephen A. Smith, here's what's going on. You know and I know that your man Floyd Mayweather Jr. cannot stand it that Muhammad Ali is widely regarded as the greatest boxer ever. Floyd believes he should have that perch atop all boxers.
He does believe it.
He does, and he put himself number 1 on this list. So he now continues to go out of his way to downgrade and criticize the greatest Muhammad Ali, and it comes across to me as just purely pathetic. Do you remember what he told you about Ali's strategy to rope-a-dope George Foreman, Rumble in the Jungle? Remember that?
Yeah, when we were in his Bentley driving.
Well, that's exactly when it was. Could we hear that, please? Right. We've got it.
Listen, let me hear it.
You don't believe that Muhammad Ali was better than you?
How? He only fought in one weight class. Leon Spinks beat him when he had 7 fights. They had never put a fighter in there with Floyd Mayweather with 7 fights. So you're gonna tell me that it's cool to lay on the ropes and take punishment, let a man tire himself out from beating you, and then he basically fatigued. You hit him with a few punches, and then he go down and quit, and you wanna be glorified for that?
Love it.
Oh, Stephen A., you want to be glorified for what is widely regarded as the greatest strategic victory in the history of boxing. What Ali did to a man that we thought might actually kill him in the ring. Am I right about that?
That's correct. There were people in Ali's camp
that
they
were
crying before he walked into the ring because they thought he was going to die.
Wow.
But Ali figured it out. He tired out George Foreman, and then he knocked him out. I watched it. I stood up and applauded. I was goosebumped almost to death myself because it was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
My father cried.
Did he?
My father cried.
I'm sure a lot of people
cried. The biggest Ali fan I've ever seen in my life, and he really thought that my father was scared for Ali's life. That's how menacing. Everybody talk about Mike Tyson in his prime. There was nobody more menacing in boxing history than George Foreman. No one. Nobody,
especially at that moment. Yes. It took so much out of his psyche that it took a long time for George Foreman to sort of build himself back into being George Foreman after that. And yet, how can Floyd dare to disrespect him the way he just did to you driving around in his Bentley in Las Vegas? And how can he dare leave off his list 2 other fighters who so belong in the top 5, and Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard, both. And how can you leave Joe Frazier out of there, who fought Ali almost to the death 3 times?
I could leave him out of the top 5.
I couldn't.
I could leave him out of the top 5. Yes, I could.
And some people would include the early Tyson, just how devastating and dominating he was up to that point of Buster Douglas. Some would put him in. How could you put a Roberto Duran at number 2? Remembering that after he quit in the second fight in New Orleans against Sugar Ray, he went on after No Mas to lose 14 more fights, and you have him at number 2 on your list? Come on, you can't. It's laughable.
Well, you finish?
Go ahead.
Because what I'm saying is this. I agree with you in terms of Roberto Duran, but keep in mind, Hands of Stone was something special before he moved up in weight.
I
mean, this dude, at the welterweight division, at the lightweight division, Roberto Duran was one of the most menacing fighters we've ever seen. This brother was on another level. So when you look at it from that saying, I go back, you know how much I love my boxing. I think about a Pepino Cuevas before he got knocked out by Burns. I think about a Salvador Sanchez before he died. I think it was in a plane crash or whatever. Wilfredo Benitez was big time. There's some few names, you taking me back to, I love me some boxing. But I would definitely talk about Sugar Ray Robinson and Sugar Ray Leonard definitely being in top 5. There's no question in my mind about it. And even though he's not in the top 5, I would put Larry Holmes before I put Joe Frazier, believe it or not.
Okay.
Larry Holmes, that jab was sensational.
I hear you.
He didn't lose.
In Floyd's heart of hearts, he would put all those guys in his top 5 too, but he doesn't want to because he wants to discredit their legacies.
Skip, when it comes to boxing, again, I don't hang with Floyd or anything, but when it comes to boxing, I'm a brother he talks to, and I'm telling you right now, he ain't joking. He believes he's the best, but here's why. He doesn't believe in boxing being about who you knock out. He detests the Arturo Gatti, Andre Ward blood fest, the Rocky Balboa mystique of boxing where you taking blows, both eyes are shut, and you're the underdog and coming out of nowhere and throwing haymakers. Floyd detests that. Floyd is quick to remind the world, this is boxing. It's not just about pugilism, it's about skill. It's just supposed to be about hitting and not getting hit. And you can knock Floyd for not knocking out a bunch of folks. But what you can't deny is his defensive wizardry, the magician that he is in the ring as a defensive fighter. He's just magnificent and skilled in that way. So when he sees somebody like Ali, and Floyd would never say this, but I'll say this for him. When he sees Ali, God bless him, walking around now suffering from Parkinson's, Floyd obviously believes that that's a byproduct of the punishment that Ali took. So that infiltrates his thoughts.
Okay.
You put yourself through this. See, his attitude is, I'm going to be just fine when I walk away. I might have had a swollen lip once or twice, a busted nose, but that's about it. He said, I'm going to be just fine when I walk away from this game. Look at him. He can't say that because he knows how it would come across. But that's what he's thinking.